She stood framed in the doorway, suitcase clutched in her hand, her eyes fixed on everything except me, like she might find the courage she lacked hidden in the cracks of floorboards. I asked her once again who she was leaving with. She parted her lips and answered with an icy detachment I never thought she possessed. It was my ex. No hesitation. No embarrassment. She spoke it as casually as if she were telling me the time. The silence that followed pressed down on me, heavier than a scream, thicker than 1,000 lies. And in that instant, something deep inside me gave way. But I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I simply spoke 2 words. Words loaded with betrayal, finality, and every ounce of strength I could gather. Have fun. Her confident smirk wavered then, and that was all I needed to see. She hadn't expected calm. She had been waiting for chaos. Screaming, tears, a dramatic scene to turn her disloyalty into something she could justify. Instead, she got silence, and those 2 words, sharp as a judge's ruling. She turned away, pretending to be sure of herself, pretending this was easy, laughing too loudly into her phone, probably with him. I stayed behind the quiet house, my mind racing back through the years we had spent together. The unraveling, the late nights that never added up, the way she rolled to the far side of the bed, the scent of perfume that wasn't hers. And I understood then, this wasn't sudden. The betrayal had only been wearing a mask, and now it had slipped. She thought she was leaving with the power. But I was already setting my plan in motion. I didn't rage. I didn't plead. I became methodical. Love blinds, but betrayal sharpens. That night, instead of drowning in whiskey or grief, I opened her laptop. I synced her emails, copied her chats, and uncovered it all. Their tickets, their plans, their fantasies of a life without me. Every secret they thought they'd buried stared back from the screen. And with every line I read, the anger inside me cooled into something harder, sharper, more controlled. I knew then revenge wouldn't be loud. It would be quiet, precise, perfectly timed. So while she was away in his arms, I emptied our joint accounts into mine, compiled undeniable proof of her affair into a folder titled Memories, and sent it straight to my lawyer. Piece by piece, I began building the life she believed she had stolen from me. Stronger this time, without her. When she returned days later, sun-kissed and glowing far too brightly for someone who claimed she'd been on an innocent trip, she found the locks changed. Her key useless. A box of clothes waiting on the porch beside a letter. Inside was nothing but printed copies of her messages to him, and those same 2 words. Have fun. I signed it like a final judgment on our marriage. She called, begged, screamed, even wept, but I never answered. My silence said more than any words ever could. Months slipped by, and I heard the ex had vanished the second things grew serious. She was left alone, her job destroyed by her choices. She wandered from bar to bar, looking for someone, anyone, to listen. But by then, I had erased myself from her world entirely. A ghost. I rebuilt myself from the ashes she left behind. The most satisfying part? She never got closure. No final fight, no grand ending. Just 2 words echoing endlessly in her mind. Have fun. A phrase that turned into a haunting reminder of everything she threw away, trading love for lust and ending up with nothing. From a distance, unseen, I knew I had already won. Not by clinging, not by shouting, but by letting go so completely, so silently, that it cut deeper than anger ever could. That was a twist she never saw coming, that I had started preparing long before she knew, that I had uncovered everything, and that the game she thought she was playing ended the moment I chose silence instead of fight.